In this section, I'm going to show you some funny modules that you can run with BeEF. So here I have several modules that you can run. For example, you can detect the virtual machine, you can get the internal IP address, or you can start a chat with the target browser. You can create a dialog box, etc. So we're going to start with detect the virtual machine. So I'm going to my BeEF control panel, then I'm going to select the target, then I'm going to the comments, and I'm going to search for detect. So I'm going to click on the search bar, I'm going to say detect. And I'm going to search for detect virtual machine. I'm going to click on it, and if we read the description, it says this module uses the host screen resolution as a cheap and easy method to check if the browser is running in a virtual environment. So right now I'm going to say execute, and I'm going to the command, and you can see it here, it's telling me it's not virtualized, and actually we are running in a virtual machine. So how is that? So because I'm using the full resolution of my screen, it's gonna tell me that this machine is not a virtual machine. But once I minimize the resolution of the screen and run the module again, it's gonna tell me that it's a virtual machine. So let's try to run the module again. Here is it. So this host is virtualized or uses an unrecognized screen resolution, and here is the screen resolution. So it gave us this result because some people uses the virtual machine in a small resolution, which is something good to keep their privacy. I'm gonna give you another module that allows you to get the internal IP address of the host machine or of the target machine, because sometimes when you hook over the internet and you want to know the internal IP address, you'll not be able to do that. So, but with this module, you can get the internal IP address. So I'm going to say internal. So as you can see, it's called internal IP web RTC. So I'm going to say execute. And as you can see here, the IP address is 192.168.0.18. And you can see here that it gave us the IP version 6 as well. So let me show you here. I'm going to the CMD, and I'm going to type ipconfig, and you will see that the IP is 192.168.0.18. Now let me show you another module that allows us to register the log from the target browser. So let me go to logs from here. And now I'm going to come back to the target browser. And if I hit, for example, here, hello, I'm going to come back to the target machine. I'm going to refresh it from here. You can see that the target is typing hello. As you can see, the user typed hello. So it's registering what the target is typing. For example, I'm going to say sad, which is my name. I'm going to refresh the page again. You can see that the target typed sad, etc. And there is another module that allows you to replace the content of the target browser. And this is by going to the commands. And I'm going to say replace. And I'm going to say enter. And it's called replace content deface. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to change this IP address. And I'm going to put my IP address, the IP address of my Callinex. So it's going to change the icon of the browser from here, and the new title of the tab is going to be this instead of iSecurity Pro. We're gonna say just for example hacked, and the content is gonna be, let's give you an example. You have been hacked, just for example. So now I'm going to say execute, and I'm going to come back to the target machine. And you can see here that it's called hacked. And you have been hacked. You will see that you have been hacked, but because the page was in Arabic, so it's going to show you from the right side, from the right to left. But if the page was in English, it's going to start from left to right, etc. And there is another module that allows you to get the page HTML code, and this is by typing, for example, I think it's called HTML, get page HTML. So that's it. I'm gonna say execute, and let me click on it and see. As you can see, here is all my website HTML code. So you can get it from here. And also you can use another module that allows you to create a alert dialog. So I'm gonna type alert. So create alert dialog, and we're gonna say you have been hacked, and I'm gonna say execute. I'm gonna come back here, and you can see here iSecurity Pro says you have been hacked. And also we can start a conversation with the target, and this is by creating a prompt dialog. So I'm gonna say prompt. So create prompt dialog, and I'm gonna say the message is gonna be, for example, how are you? And I'm gonna say execute. I'm gonna come back to the target machine. Let me execute it again because there was module running. I'm gonna say how are you? And I'm gonna say execute again. As you can see, so iSecurity Pro says how are you? I'm gonna say, for example, fine. I'm gonna say okay, and I'm gonna come back on the command. It should give me the result. So as you can see, the answer is fine. So this module allows you to start a conversation with the target browser. And there is another module that allows you to create a dialog box. So let's say dialog box. So here's it, create, let me just check it. Let me refresh the page again to rehook the target with my BeEF control panel. And I'm gonna refresh my page. And I'm gonna search for dialog. Yeah, here is it. It's called block UI module dialog that will display a message to the target, for example, and it will prevent him from browsing the page. So if he's trying to browse this website, we will prevent him from that until he refreshes the page. So I'm gonna say, how are you, my friend? And I'm gonna say execute. And as you can see, how are you, my friend? And it's gonna keep like this, and he's not gonna be able to browse the website anymore. So here is some funny modules that you can run with BeEF. Well, we have learned a lot of modules. For example, you can detect the virtual machine, get the internal IP address, register the log from the target page or from the target tab, replace the content, get the page HTML, and a lot of more modules that we have explained. I hope you enjoyed in this section. If you have any question you want to ask, just go to Q&A section and ask your question there, or you can send me a direct message and I'll be glad to respond.